Finally, after being delayed for 3 years from the initial leak listing in 2022, the final and most unique member of the Decepticon Red Team for the Dark of the Moon movie is finally released. Interestingly enough, instead of being numbered at number 94, this figure is number 117, which accidentally overlapped with the previously announced new Studio Series Volkswagen Bumblebee. Considering that Studio Series HATCHET is already available on the market, Studio Series number 117 Bumblebee will probably be moved to a different number. And yes, thanks to these amazing looking figures, we finally can complete the Red Team for the Dark of the Moon movie. And of course, finally be able to recreate the iconic chasing scene of the rest, including Hatchet, Crowbar, and Crankase. And here's how Studio Series 117 HATCHET look out of his packaging. You can see that he's standing right in front of his backdrop that represents the chasing scenes that we have in the Dark of the Moon movie. Right away, we can see that HATCHET design is very unique in terms that for his head, it represents both some beastly design or alien design, but it also represents some insect design as well, specifically for the red eyes over here. So instead of having just 2 eyes, he has a different eyes that is very small, similar to how insects have theirs. And then he also have the hairs over here represent how he has in the movie. Those hairs just remind me so much of the Alien and Predator design. It's very consistent amongst all the rest members, including Crowbar, Hatchet, Berserker. Going to the arm region or the front leg region, we can see that he's look very beast-like. Such a shame that the arm over here seem to be very close to the head, which limit how we can angle out the hair. But other than that, it has very intricate molded details. When we custom paint this guy's he will definitely look way better, and considering how much details he has in here. I really like how that's turned out. Look at his feet. Very interesting feet. Very similar to what Crowbar and Crankase has, but just on all four. And then we go to the chest design or the belly designs in here. Have a lot of molded details in here, which match with the molded details we have on the front legs. The side look. Of course, they have a lot of key symbols in here, but looking at this design, we don't really see any other place that can fit in this keyboard. It's good enough for deluxe class figures. The back leg is definitely longer than the front leg, and it's got banded down like this. It looks very organic, very beastly. And this is how he looks from bottom up. This is actually how he got displayed inside his packaging. As we go to the back side, of course, we have more keyboard over here, especially this one over here that couldn't be hidden anywhere. And then we have the tails over here. So his only accessory is actually his tail. So the tail just got plugged in there. Here is his only accessory. Let's go over HATCHET articulation. So firstly, looking at the head, of course, we have the mouth articulation over here, which can open really widely. And then the head is not on the bone joint, but on the swivel mushroom peg. So we have that region in there that can rotate to the left side, to that far, and to the right side, to this far. It's got limited by the hairs over here. And the hair, because of how the legs are angled, is also got very limited. It couldn't go out because we have the bone peg and mushroom peg right here with the front leg, which just stop the articulation for the hair. So it can go inward and it can go outward up to that far until it's reached front leg. And then for the front leg, of course, we can rotate 360 over here. It's just on the bone joint there, and then it can go out like that, 90 degree pretty much, and then it can go downward and inward as well. And then down here we have that swivel right there, and then we have this bend right here. We can bend way over 90 degree. Going down here, we don't really have any wrist swivel, but we have angle. So it can angle his feet up like that, and it can angle his feet down like this. Similar articulation to the other front legs. And as we go to the chest region, pretty much nothing in here, because there's no waist swivel or anything like that. It's on a bone joint, so it can rotate 360 as well. Pretty much 360. When we go down here, we don't really have any swivel up in this region over here, but when we go to the bone joint down here, because it's a bone joint, so it can act as both a swivel, and it can also go up and down like this. And as we go down here, very similar to the front leg, we don't really have any wrist swivel. We only have that hinge over there that's go upward like that and go downward like this until it's actually filling this gap over here. For this part over here, it's not really a part of the robot mode, so we just mainly have to angle this down so that we can use the accessory, which is his tail, and plug it in these cavities over here. Just plug it in like so. As for the backpack keyboard, this is the best we can do. I don't really see any other way so we can compress this even more. Of course, you can see that it folded quite a lot. was pretty interesting, but this is definitely the best they can do. So just put it down here, and then this part just got flipped in here. And here's how the three Dark of the Moon red figures scale together. In their vehicle mode, their alternative modes look basically identical from top down and from the side, confirming that they almost have the same engineering design. And here's how Study Series number 117 Hatchet scale with Study Series number 3 Crowbar. And here's how Hatchet scale with the second member of the Red, my custom Dark of the Moon crankase or the Last Night Berserker. And here's how Hatchet scale with Study Series Deluxe Glass Study Series number 28 Barricade. Next is the scale between Hatchet and Study Series Dark of the Moon Shockwave. Next up we have Hatchet standing next to the second in command of the Decepticon, Study Series Starstream. And then we have a slightly different scale between this Hatchet and the KOTW1028 Shockwave. Next up we have Hatchet standing next to one of the most iconic characters from the Dark of the Moon movie, Study Series Sentinel Brown. Then we have Study Series Hatchet standing next to the official Study Series number 56 Shockwave. Next is how Hatchet look with the Dark of the Moon Orbital Exort Carrier. Here's how Hatchet scale with the official Study Series number 49 Bumblebee. Then we have Hatchet standing next to one of my previous reviews, the KO High Octane Bumblebee or the KO of the Dark of the Moon Study Series Bumblebee. Next is how Hatchet standing next to the Study Series number 29 Dark of the Moon Sideswipe. Next up we have Hatchet standing next to Study Series number 71 Dark of the Moon Dino. Then we have Study Series number 63 Topspin. Next up we have the very first member of the Dark of the Moon Wrecker, Study Series number 58 Roadbuster. And the final member of the Dark of the Moon Wrecker, Study Series number 68 Leadfoot. Next is how Hatchet scale with Study Series number 16 Dark of the Moon Ratchet. Then we have the scale between Study Series Hatchet and Study Series Voyager Class Ironhide, one of the rarest Study Series figures. And here's how Hatchet scale with Study Series 15th Anniversary Optimus Prime. Next is a slightly different version, the KOTW1022 EX Radiant version. And of course, we cannot miss the Study Series number 44 Jetwing Optimus Prime, which is an incredible looking figure on display. And here is how Study Series number 117 Hatchet scale with most of the Dark of the Moon Study Series figures from the Decepticon team. Probably the strongest Decepticon team to ever appear in live-action Transformer movies. Next is how Study Series Hatchet scale with most of the Dark of the Moon Study Series figures from the Autobot team. Most of the figures look very nice together. And finally, we have the whole Dark of the Moon Study Series Decepticon and Autobot team being together, indeed including so many amazing looking figures. From the overall look, Study Series Hatchet is definitely a little smaller than how he should be. It's probably both due to the fact that he has to be a deluxe class figures which have the constraint of deluxe class budget, and the fact that his vehicle mode have to scale with the other figures vehicle mode, especially those of Crowbar and Crankase. Despite imperfection, but Hatchet is definitely one of my favorite figures just due to his uniqueness design.